Alright, we're back. I'm under the impression that you have something to say.
Hey guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Um, I love Monster Hunter. Do you love Monster Hunter?
I do. How long have you been playing Monster Hunter
You
for?
know, actually, I lied. I love hating on Monster Hunter.
Don't put your microphone up.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I
that's
would
okay.
never do that.
Okay, whatever.
Alright. I have a bit of fan mail here from my loyal subordinates who all also hate Monster Hunter. Hold on. Sorry, there's so much of it, I have to move it out of the way. Alright. A rant about Wild's Insectglaive. Disclaimer, I have not played the Wild's open beta test because I'm waiting for the PC version. I've only watched a lot of Instagram footage on YouTube, or IG? I don't know what IG stands for. Footage
Instagram?
on YouTube and Twitch. Next is Charizard. Alright, so babe, what's your favorite part of Insectglaive?
Being the best, monster mounter?
Monster Mounter, so you like the aerial stuff, right?
Yeah,
What if I told you they removed that in Wilds?
they didn't.
They did.
They swapped the controls, and it's really fucky.
Why are the controls for these two aerial moves swapped? Capcom, are you trying to fuck with my muscle memory? Elephant in the room. Sure, helicopter move was shit damage anyway, but then what is the identity of Insectglaive now? Wasn't it supposed to be the aerial and mounting specialist? Where did the cool mechanic of getting multiple vaulting dances to further buff your final big aerial big hit diving wyvern from Rise Break go? It was a good mechanic that rewarded you with more damage the longer you stayed in the air, which is what Insectglaive is meant to do. So Capcom now wants Insectglaive to be a more ground-focused weapon.
You still have a diving move, it just ends with a combination of the diving move. Actually, no, I think it's just the diving move from World.
They got rid of the re-up.
Because well, no, before it.
Yeah?
No, I'm thinking of Lance. No, it does still have the diving move. You dive down and like stab through them, and then you smack them with the back of your Insectglaive to mark them. And
so why did they remove the thing that lets you do more damage when you're in the air?
What do you mean? Also, I forgot that I could have had this Cloak of Coordination to teleport to Stormwind.
True.
The item was not found. What do you mean? Why can't I have it?
Good question. Anyway, alright, so you disagree with that? So them saying that Insectglaive is a grounded weapon now because they removed Vaulting Dance just doesn't matter because you can still do aerial stuff? It'll just be worse, but you're still in the air, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I guess I have to buy the worse one? That has a 4-hour cooldown? Whatever. Yeah, before they had the wire bug attack.
Nope.
Yeah, and
they're not
Rise.
talking about the wire bug attack because they're talking about World as well. So no one talks about the wire bug because it was a shit mechanic then and it's a shit mechanic now.
I just played Wilds and I'm pretty sure I did that move.
Nerfed infinite ground combo. So Capcom wants Insectglaive and Wilds to be more ground focused, but they nerfed the infinite ground loop used in both Worldborn and Rise Break because it was the highest DPS loop on ground. Even with triple extracts for enhanced moveset in Wilds, Strong Thrust is still the same stab of the no extracts equivalent. Why? Strong Thrust deals the exact same damage if you have all 3 extracts versus you have to do the old one first. The old one? The old
River, old Karazhan, sorry.
Strong Thrust does the same damage with all 3 extracts versus with no extracts.
It was never more damage, it was just,
a likely story.
It, like, hit an additional time?
A likely story.
Because before it was, like, just to stab, but then if you powered it up, it would do, like, a stab and hit twice?
Yeah, so it's now just worse. Okay. Why do they want Insectglaive on the ground, yet they're nerfing what it can do on the ground?
I like the combination of ground and air.
Oh, so it's good because Capcom said it's good. That's what you just said, isn't it?
I guess so, if that's what you want me to say.
A likely story. The prosecution, I mean, my fans have brought another example to the table. Why does it have to be a charging move? I've seen players just standing in front of the monster, wasting time charging for 2 seconds just to get this move off. With this move, it seems Capcom wants Insect Glaive to be a moving and charging weapon. That just sounds like worse hammer. In my opinion, Insect Glaive is not meant to be a charging weapon. Just imagine dual blades with a charging move. It would feel off for its speedy playstyle. Insect Glaive is similar. It is a weapon of fast attacks. Charging it just feels wrong. So how about a better keybind for this move? How about triangle circle and remove charging? Almost every other weapon has a triangle circle keybind for that weapon's special moves. The animation of this new move is pretty long, but also pretty stylish in my opinion. But it is an opener to a finisher move, so let's see what kind of finisher move it is. That's in the next example. So what do you think? Why does Insect Glaive have a charging move?
I will agree, I don't really think it fits for the charging move, but being able to charge it and use it was actually kind of cool the first time, but I can understand how it'd be a little unwieldy and just not fun in practical use. I haven't actually used the Insect Glaive against monsters yet.
A likely story. So what you're saying is you want Duo Blade to have a charging move. That's what you're saying, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I should have put my cloak on earlier.
A likely story. Alright, so what you said is you like the Insect Glaive charging move and you want them to be on the ground permanently and slower when attacking. You said you wanted Insect Glaive to be worse hammer because you want it to be on the ground and in the air, much like hammer is? That's what you said, right?
No.
You want the extracts to do nothing? That's what you said?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do find it annoying because, like, on smaller monsters, when you're trying to get your extracts, you'll hit their head, get the red, you'll hit their legs, get the yellow.
Yeah, but why does that
sorry,
matter
the white,
when you don't want the extracts to do anything?
And then the orange is just really annoying to get on certain monsters. But with the new wounding mechanic, if you do the focus attack on the wound, you get all 3 extracts. I think that's a really nice compromise. That really helps with one of the issues of getting all 3 extracts.
Yes, but it's a ground thing, and the ground moves don't care about how many extracts you have, so why does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know.
A likely story.
Okay.
Alright, next. Janky finisher move. The new finisher move that spirals you up into the air while you and your Kinsect deal damage all around you as you ascend uses up all extracts to perform. So now Insect Glaive is also a build and spin meter to do a big finisher kind of weapon. You know what that sounds like? Worse long sword. Why? Leaves you in the air in a goofy pose with follow-up moves. Again, why are the keybinds for these 2 aerial moves swapped? The helicopter move no one will use anymore because you're not an aerial weapon anymore, and the move with the most mounting damage occasionally used. Why do you want Insect Glaive to be worse?
I didn't know they had that.
A likely story.
It sounds interesting. I feel like the best way to utilize that would be to... I don't remember if they put a timer on the Kinsect extract, but I feel like the best time to use that would be, like, right before it ends, because then you get a bunch of attacks focused on one spot, so you can do a focus attack and then get it all back.
So what you're saying is you want the charge move and you want ground moves to not be affected by the extracts because you want them to have a bad follow-up move that uses up all of their extracts.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Real quick, I just want to say, this is the 100th attempt on this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
100 out of 100.
That doesn't even make sense. You're not even making sense right now.
If I don't get it, I'm going to be upset.
That doesn't even make sense. Anyway, so you want Insect Glaive to be worse longsword and hammer. Am I hearing you right?
No.
A likely story.
Okay, we're still doing this.
Next exhibit, mid-descending thrust. First, I'm glad they brought back descending thrust, but why does it have to also be back in the form of a charging move? Your Honor, audience, I rest my case. Why not just bind Descending Thrust to R2 again, just like in Worldborn? Like stated in the previous slide, literally no one uses the Kinsect controls in the air. The air control should just be for dealing damage. This charging aspect of Descending Thrust even reduces the oomph of the move, in my opinion, because now you need to spend more time charging the move in the air, which means they want you to do less actions in the air because you're supposed to be on the ground, to be clear. And because when you're in the air, you are also falling back to the ground, Capcom invented gravity just to make sure Insect Glaive couldn't fly around, to be clear. When the move finally registers, you're already close to the ground, and the impact of the plunge just does not feel as good as it did in Worldborn. What about that?
Where are you flying to? We're really close to the ground.
What is your rebuttal? I mean, your response. I mean, conversation.
The Descending Thrust is the attack that I was thinking of, so I guess I don't really know what the first one they were talking about was.
Oh, don't worry, I can go back through the evidence.
Okay.
Jumping, advancing slash, and jumping slash.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah. And then vaulting dance?
Vaulting dance?
Yeah. She doesn't even know about vaulting dance.
Do you have a second move to use in the air? Okay, so
these are the moves that you get.
First off, jumping slash. First off, I like the helicopter move because it does multiple hits.
Yeah, but why would
you use
it?
If you connect with it, then you get to go back up and do more damage. It is weird that they were swapped. I will give them that. But Jesus Christ, can you fly straight?
I'm literally reading a projector while flying, while you're just sitting around doing nothing, while also telling me Capcom didn't invent gravity. So you do better, okay?
A weird conversation we're having. Can you go to the next slide? So the issue is that
not only is it a charging move, but it also wastes all of your time in the air because Capcom wants you to be a ground
But you can't do multiple attacks in the air unless you hit the enemy. The jumping attack they're talking about is just a slash. If you use that, you can't do anything else until you hit the ground. So that feels like a moot point.
Oh, likely.
Okay. Because, in the other Monster Hunter games, if you didn't have any Kinsect juice, you would just do, one slash. If you did have the juice, I don't know which color specifically, you would, spin on your side and just do a bunch of multiple hits while spinning. But that would also force you to the ground. So I'm not really sure what the issue is here.
I'm going left.
Descending Thrust, yeah, that is kind of weird that it's on a charge, but it's better than the alternative, I guess?
Likely story.
I
next
don't know.
Next evidence.
Because you have to commit to that, too.
Why not let us chain the finishing move, Rising Spiral Slash, into a Descending Thrust? Look at this goofy pose in the air you are in at the end of the new finisher, Rising Spiral Slash. As we went over in the finisher move slide, the aerial follow-ups to this move suck. That's why in all the gameplay I've seen players simply choose to just fall back to the ground, which is also an animation lock. Since we end up in the air after this finisher, wouldn't it be perfect if we could end it with Descending Thrust so they can get us out of the air even faster?
Why would you let me fight this boss? I have no AoE.
Also, in the same footage as this picture, after the finisher, the player selects to do a jumping slash, but the move never comes out. So not only is Insect Glaive bad, it's also bugged, and not the good bugs like the Kinsects. Think about that one.
I mean, you have to understand, it's also in beta.
Oh, it's in beta. You know what else was in beta and bad? Every other game that came out 5 years from now. 5 years, from now, 5 years ago.
So just say 5 years ago.
Every game but then it sounds like I'm saying only games that were bad 5 years ago, not within the time span of 5 years previously.
Okay, anyways. I would have to play the Insect Glaive more, which I'm planning to do.
Oh, you want anecdotal evidence? Can't you just trust the information on the slide? Do you think I would give you bad evidence?
Yes.
Oh.
From r/Monster Hunter raid.
That is very important information I received from my subordinates.
Mm-hmm.
Do not discount them, okay?
Okay. I feel like going off of the information presented, the intended would be you use that and then you do
ground combat, yeah.
No. It's the ascending.
Yeah, the finishing move.
The rising spiral slash.
Yeah.
So you do that, then you hit, I guess, triangle, which will make you hit the monster, go into the air further, and then you can do the charge attack and go back down. I feel like that's the intended combo.
So what you're
with it.
saying is,
but I do understand.
you just want them to do the longsword attack where they go up and then do helm splitter. You just want Insect Glaive to be worse longsword.
Actually, what I had in mind was the wirebug attack with the lance, where you like stab up and then stab back down.
So you want it to be worse lance? Okay.
Nothing is worse than lance.
All right.
I should try out lance though. I've heard good things.
Next slide, mounting. Please bring back the cartwheel attacks when moving up and down the spine while Insect Glaive is mounted, like in Worldborn, please.
I would almost agree with that. But they changed how mounting works. You can either do a weak knife attack, a strong knife attack, or a weapon attack.
And just for the the audience, what does Dual Blade do when it mounts something?
It does not do the spinning thing.
It does the spinning thing down its spine? That's correct.
That's not a mounting attack.
That's correct.
That's when it's in demon mode and you jump off of a ledge
Dual
with a
Blade
dodge.
gets to do something cool, Insect Glaive doesn't. It's worse Dual Blade. Next slide.
It's not a mounting.
Let's try to end off with a pro, the Kinsect. Collecting all 3 extracts is now easier than ever because you have to get rid of them. Stop reading it. I'm reading it. Look over there.
Okay.
Collecting all 3 extracts is now easier than ever and can be done in one go. Just hold R2 and triangle to charge. Charge move the Kinsect and aim down the spine of the monster and release to let the Kinsects drill through the monster and collect all extracts in one send. But why is earplugs removed again when I get triple buff? What's earplugs? I don't know what that is. I don't
Earplugs was an item it's a skill and it was an item where it just makes it so that the monster roar can't make you flinch.
Earplugs is removed when you get triple buff?
You also get earplugs with one of the Kinsect buffs.
Capcom gave earplugs for Insect Glaive in its conception in older gens, removed earplugs in Worldborn, gave it back in Risebreak, and removed it again in Wilds. Make up your mind, Capcom. Invented gravity, invented earplugs, stole the earplugs.
I thought this was supposed to be pros.
Huh? Sorry, what'd you say? I couldn't hear you. Anyway, I really hope there's maybe still some hidden moves not implemented yet for Insect Glaive, or Insect Glaive is just unfinished. Or maybe the switch skill mechanic from Risebreak is coming back so I can use much better Kinsect / aerial move that replaces the helicopter. That is my final, the prosecution rests their case.
Hold on, I want to see the comments.
I want
to see the comments.
I don't think that's necessary. I don't need people from the court.
Okay, then send it to me and I'll read it.
I'm gonna be honest. I bounced straight off Insect Glaive and Wilds with all the mad buffs everyone got. It's weird that flying baguettes seem to lose mobility.
Je suis monté.
Also, I'm going to rant about the new forward thrust. Like, old stab was almost completely free damage. It was quick, you could roll out of it extremely quickly, and it was the perfect combo starter if you hadn't the time for advancing circle attack. Here, it's so much slower. The walk forward screws with me something fierce, and I swear to God, this one move slowing down has resulted in me getting hit so many times because it's now apparently way more committal and sluggish than before.
Did they make this part of Dragon Soul faster? Because we only killed, what, 4 or 5 of them?
We killed 5.
And it says we're supposed to have 10 more!
Yeah.
Holy shit, why isn't Wildhead covered this? And ruined it for everyone else!
So what did you think of that, by the way, since you were busy with that?
I wasn't listening to what you were saying.
Also, I'm gonna rant about the new forward thrust. Like, the old stab was almost completely free damage. It was quick, you could roll out of it extremely quickly, and it was the perfect combo starter if you hadn't the time for advancing circle attack. Here, it's so much slower. The walk forward screws with me something fierce, and I swear to God, this one move slowing down has resulted in me getting hit so many times because it's now apparently way more committal and sluggish than before.
I never really used it as a combo starter. I always used the B button attack, the one where you like jump forward and hit them.
This is the reason why I'm considering hopping off Insect Glaive in Wilds. The poke is quite possibly the best move in its kit for the reasons you listed, and it seriously feels awful without it. I would be fine with removing the bounce if they gave us just one bounce. Bad enough to where you're clearly not supposed to spam it, but just that little bit of extra mobility positioning would make it feel a lot better chasing after a monster. And obviously having a level 1 bug for the demo sucks, but the weapon just feels really slow overall. Maybe this is the start of my Sword and Shield era, or maybe I go hammer again.
Oh, Sword and Shield? I love Sword and Shield. I just want to say, attempt 178 out of 100 on this boss.
God.
Fuck this game.
Can you use your Dalaran Hearthstone before you... Oh, right, we're going Battle for Desire Lore.
Yeah, because we don't have to do...
Alright, anyway, next case. The same old beta complaints you've already heard a billion times. The beta was disappointing, obviously not final game and everything, but I was trying, keyword trying, to play the beta with 2 friends. I can get the game to run, but I think the style of this game just looks horrendous. Fidelity-wise, I get it, it looks better than World, but then why does it look worse than World overall? The desert looks so ugly and samey. Why are everyone's clothes so pixelated even at max settings? And then max settings lowers my FPS below 60. So I gotta lower my settings. Below, and then it looks even more disgusting. And then I gotta lower it even more and use a higher performance upscaling if I want to stream and keep the game running above 60 FPS. Like, I get that my 3090 is just over 4 years old, but man, it was top of the line. And I think I have a right in thinking I shouldn't be playing an ugly game below 60 FPS. And then this is an issue that I know I have to get good for, but my main is Insect Glaive. Sorry. And I spent a whole hunt just absolutely hating it. God. Hating it with Dasha Guma. Like, now I know that you only get the full moveset when you have all 3 extracts, but killing Dosha Guma, thinking that Insect Glaive was trash because I didn't have all 3 extracts, was such a frustrating experience. I'll see how they improve the Insect Glaive later on, but I'm not touching the game for now. Our friend was running the game at 20 FPS because of how high the system requirements were, but that my other friend did have the correct system requirements, but when he tried to boot up the demo a second time, it just wouldn't turn on. He restarted, ended, uninstalled it, and then when he reinstalled it, no longer let him download it. Overall, we were left disappointed with the game, and whereas it was a day 1 buy before, now we'll probably wait for a sale. Well, that was my rant for the day.
I love you.
What do you think?
I just wanted to say, my 3090 was top of the line 4 years ago.
Correct. If your computer was top of the line 4 years ago, you should be able to run video games at 200 frame rate. That's what optimization is about. You shouldn't be buying a new PC every year. I was about to say like an iPhone, but you also shouldn't be buying a phone every year.
Tell your mother that.
What does that have to do with anything?
He buys a new iPhone every year.
And?
Sometimes multiple times a year.
This is so unimportant.
Okay, anyways. I'm just going to say the graphics look bad. Most likely because it's in beta.
Oh, true. Yeah. When they're this close to launching, it's a good thing that the game looks bad, actually. Tell me I'm wrong.
You are correct.
You
are correct there. It does look pretty bad. I did have issues streaming it where, first off, this is like almost a month after the beta came out, so do with that as you will. This conversation, when this video releases, blah, 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 blah.
I don't hide behind qualifiers. I think it's bad.
Okay. I tried to stream it, and it made my stream crash twice.
That's why there are like 30-minute segments of your stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to stream it, and I turned it down to medium, and it seemed fine. Everything was really, like, everything just turned into polygons. It was pretty bad. And then my stream crashed. So I turned it, or I, got my stream back up, turned it to low, and just messed with some of the other settings, still crashed.
I wish that games weren't allowed to have cult followings, because a game crashing your entire system because it wasn't optimized well should not be receiving excuses.
It didn't crash my system.
Bad.
It just made Streamlabs crash.
Okay. Crashing in any way is bad.
That's fair. Well, it said that my NVIDIA card is overloaded or something.
True.
Too much
it's
of a
almost
workload.
like that's what optimization is for.
I don't know what these computer terms mean. I'm so sorry.
All right. Well, since you agree with everything that I've just said, once again, I win the argument.
All right.
I'm disappointed with the focus system, specifically with
Greatsword.
Greatsword.
Get fucked, Greatsword.
Jesus Christ. I'm putting you on follow, so you're going to have to do everything.
Okay.
Okay, just to set the stage, I started with World, then played Rise, then played Generations Ultimate, all with Greatsword. The focus mode has completely ruined the prediction aspect of Greatsword. For games like GU, you had to learn the monsters inside and out to pull off crazy and super satisfying moves on monsters. The whole flow and philosophy of the weapon was hard to use, but extremely rewarding when learned. And not being able to turn while charging was crucial to this predictive playstyle, so you couldn't just compensate for making a mistake by rotating. This is ruined in Wilds, as you can just 360 at any time, even mid-swing. This has shifted Greatsword from a prediction-based weapon to a super aggressive hack-and-slash type weapon. Something like Dual Blades, for example.
Real quick.
Now, before someone inevitably screeches, "It's a PvE game," that's not the problem. It's not that it's underpowered or overpowered. I'm sure they'll balance the game to still be hard even with these changes. It's that it changes the gameplay feel. For example, you can have two games of equal difficulty, but one is reaction, parry, spam X type game, and the other is a strategy, chess type game. They're both equally difficult, but in different ways, and this is where the problem lies. Greatsword, and by extent Monster Hunter, is shifting from its risk-reward, high skill ceiling, meaningful gameplay to a more reaction, parry-centric gameplay, which isn't necessarily a bad thing on its own, but it's making the games feel less and less like Monster Hunter. This parry gameplay is not what I fell in love with. If I wanted to play a parry reaction-centric game, I'd go play Sekiro.
Sekiro. Do you have the Mad Queen's Mandate, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay.
I sold it.
What? Oh, right. And then you decided, oh yeah, I don't need to use the...
Are you going to
refunding.
answer to these crimes that have been committed by
No,
your
'cause it's
Lord and
way
Savior,
funnier if I
Capcom?
don't. It's way funnier if I don't. Yeah, I feel like Greatsword... Fuck. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how to word this. If you've ever watched any of the Monster Hunter compilations, especially the fails, you'll see that it's just like, alright, here's the Greatsword. People have put down their bombs, they're doing the true charge slash combo, and they whiffed. Alright, they're doing it again, and oh, the monster woke up. And they still missed.
Well, yeah, you can't whiff anymore now, so that's a good thing, isn't it?
I feel like that should be a good thing.
Oh my god.
Also, I like the fact that you liked this post. It's at 0.
Yeah, I just like these posts so that I can have them saved.
No. What I'm saying,
Yes,
there's
it's gotten
27
so
comments.
many negatives. Yeah.
Yeah. If they don't like the folk, yeah, that comment is perfect. Why use the focus mode if you find it to be such an issue?
I'm genuinely asking, why use focus mode then? I've tried Greatsword in the beta without using focus mode for TCS,
True Charge
and the
Flash.
hunt felt fine. I'm not saying this is invalid criticism, but I don't feel like focus mode is necessary. If you want to prove yourself that you have the necessary skill to predict and read the monster correctly, just don't use focus mode, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, can you turn off your monitor?
Which one?
Just, like when you're playing the game, just turn off the monitor. Like if you think the game is too easy, just
I
turn
thought
off
you
your
were
monitor.
asking me to do that right
No.
now. Jesus Christ.
It's just a terrible suggestion. Oh, you think the game's too easy? Unbind aiming on your gun. Like, you think the game's too easy, just unbind aiming.
If you don't like the system that's in place, just don't use the system.
Or maybe I can give constructive criticism and tell the people who make the game, hey, this system is bad.
That's an objective point of view?
Uh-huh.
Wait, objective means opinion, right?
No, subjective means opinion. Objective is like the laws of reality.
It's their subjective opinion.
Like, you are a subject, a table is an object. I hope that helps.
No!
I hope that helps.
Alright. Anyways. Yeah, I think they're just mad for the sake of being mad.
A
Like,
likely story.
I'm not gonna win in this one because you're just fishing.
Bait, never heard of it.
Oh, you're a master of it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like playing Greatsword. I don't like the gameplay style.
Alright, hold on. Let me help you out here. You shouldn't have to feel like you're holding yourself back just to avoid having to interact with the new mechanics. It's like just not using the clutch call law in World. I mean, sure, you can ignore it and complete hunts without it, but you're intentionally handicapping yourself by doing so, and hurting your performance intentionally. Personally, the focus mode seems fine for the weapons I usually play, but I can see why it's a bad addition from the perspective of a greatsword player, since it lowers the skill floor for the weapon and makes it a bit more dummy-proof, which can easily be construed as a bad thing. Whereas for a lot of the other weapons, it just feels like some new moves, which is much better implementation in my opinion. I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I'm holding back. I feel like I'm playing just the way I want.
Yeah.
And it's not comparable to Clutch Call at all. No matter how good you play, you'll deal different damage depending on if the monster is tenderized or not. While a poorly landed TCS hits does the same damage whether you use focus or not. And if you're playing the way OP said based on reading and prediction, you can do that. If anything, it does lower the skill floor, while letting old greatsword players play they always did. Whether you use focus mode or not is depending on the challenge you want.
Yeah, all I'm getting from this is if you don't want to use it, don't use it. If you do want to use it, cool, you're not going to whiff as much.
Objectively, it's a moveset change that makes TCS significantly easier to land at any skill level, and shifts the gameplay a little away from the heavy predictive gameplay it's known for, but as you said, the skill floor is affected the most. Obviously, it's not as impactful as tenderizing, but both are clearly mechanics that not interacting with will reduce your performance, unless you're the perfect greatsword god who literally never misses a TCS and always has perfect positioning. Hence the comparison. They are comparable, just different in their scope of impact, but I can also just see how it feels bad from the perspective of a greatsword player. It's understandable to me why a greatsword player wouldn't want that option to exist, since having that option probably feels like it's dumbing down their weapon just by existing at all. More options aren't necessarily a good thing if they potentially start to damage the identity of the weapons they're added to. Realistically, this is a relatively minor issue, but I see no reason why OP shouldn't complain about it if they don't like it. Okay, babe, how about this? With the bow, if you hit the monster in the eye, they die.
No.
Why not? Just don't hit them in the eye. If you don't like the system, just don't interact with it.
That's not a good comparison.
In what way?
I don't know how to answer that.
A likely story. I win once again. That's what I've been doing, but I have an itching feeling that it's going to end up like Clutch Call in Monster Hunter World, where you don't have to use it, but monsters are balanced around it, so you'll effectively be doing a challenge run. But for now, it does feel non-mandatory and ignorable, but I guess we will see on full release. If there's
-10.
If there's a mode where you can lock on to the target monster and your attacks will just follow them perfectly, yeah, they're building monsters that are smaller and are just going to run circles around you.
Can already target them.
A likely story. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm out of all of the fans who sent me their hate mail, so I gotta go to the back into the dumpster. I mean the dumpster. I mean.
Jesus Christ.
Remember, this is just a beta. It's not even the demo. Everyone is calling out the beta for its performance, but forget it's a beta, not a demo. World and Rise had demos a month before release. We are 4 months out until the release of Wilds, with a demo releasing probably in January, which means Capcom will literally perform a miracle during Christmas and New Year's holiday to completely rework how the game looks and performs worse than World. When the demo comes out, remember, it's a demo, not a full game, and be sure to pre-order. When the game literally doesn't run or is a complete piece of crap day one, remember, it took them years to make World not run like crap, and you still bought it anyway. So yeah, let's just cope together. Throw money away and give all the right incentives for this now millionaire IP to continue down this line. I'm sure it will get better eventually. Jeez, you people are so negative.
Worth mentioning, Rise's demo was also a really old build, the hitboxes, and they were still able to use feedback from it to fix things up in the full release. I do think we'll see an improvement, especially because this build is apparently a few months old too.
So
yeah,
when do you want the fixes to come in?
Hold on,
in like Dawnbreak?
Shut the fuck up. This is another good point.
A likely story.
I just can't talk. My husband doesn't love me and doesn't let me talk. They wouldn't use the most recent build. They would use one that is stable enough for people to test out on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously, this is an old build. Chill the fuck out. This isn't even what they're working on now. Of course they're going to make it look better.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the part where they did this for Rise as well? And then they released Rise exclusively on the Switch? And it looked and played badly for the first few months.
What?
And then they did the PC release, and it looked and played badly when it came out on
That
PC.
is not at all what the issue was.
What do you mean?
It looked and ran just fine.
On the Switch?
Yes.
No.
The issue was the long load times, and, you know, the Switch having the capabilities of a fucking Wii U. They knew it wasn't going to look like a AAA master grade game because it's on the fucking Switch. Because they had a contract with Nintendo or some shit.
No. I mean, why are they trying to make it look like that? Why are they wasting their time upgrading the fidelity again and again and again if it just means the game is worse in every way?
I don't know what you mean.
It's an old build, duh. Of course it has bugs and doesn't run well. Now pay $70 so you can know for sure if that's the case with the final product. Worst case scenario, you can always wait for eventual patches. Markets are literally not ready for the levels of good faith gamers are willing to put up with for broken products. So true.
Okay. I hate how I got Trunks and I'm doing less damage.
You don't want to kill it up there.
Yes, I do. You don't know me. Roni.
I hope Wild's monsters actually have attacks. Just reaching high rank again in Worlds, and remember that at least 60% of the monsters just have back and forth full body hitboxes, which makes it boring to play and invalidates so many playstyles. I don't remember this happening much in Rise, so let's hope the trend continues, that they actually make fights and not just hitboxes with names.
Hit check.
How do you feel about that?
Huh?
How do you feel about that? Rise is trash. Rise is one of the best Monster Hunter games. Cry about it.
Come on, man. Give me your mount.
So no answer?
No.
Okay.
Where's my... Health checker. Oh, there it is. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? BFA? BFA, Gmod. 67 attempts out of 100.
I just want to yell about Monster Hunter Wilds and my wife won't let me.
I'm letting you. I'm not telling you not to. Oh no.
Look, I'm a reasonable man. I learned Charge Blade recently around MR 400, but at least I knew Upswing is just gonna anger everybody, so I limit the vertical Savage attacks to avoid the upswings. Sure, I messed up every now and then, not being totally comfortable with controls or accidentally inputting the upswing. That happens. But if I see you spend the entire hunt doing upswings into downswing into upswing into downswing, I'm gonna assume you're an idiot. I joined a Shara hunt earlier today and bro kept upswinging everybody, making greatsword players miss their TCS opportunity over and over again. All of this to say, learn not to upswing, especially on head, when monsters topple. I can understand a few oopsie daisies happening to the best of us, but if you don't know how to do anything else than Y attacks on Savage Axe, please for the love of all of holy, refrain from joining SOS until you get that sorted out.
I mean, that's fair. With the Savage Axe, yeah, you do want to do some more of the Y attacks, but the best combo is, let's see, the Y attack into the, where's my controller? Y attack into B, so you get the double hit for 1 point, and then Y attack into B, a Y into B. Just, yeah, that's the most optimal way, I believe.
Charge Blade meta gameplay is disappointing. I've played both Savage Axe and Saeed playstyles in Rise and World, and I enjoy both. Saying this as a disclaimer. What I've hated the most about in-game Charge Blade in Iceborne is that the best way to play is to stay in Axe mode and just evade without using Sword and Shield or guard points or anything. Watching the new speedrunners playing optimally against Ray Dow with the exact same old playstyle used against AT Velk or Fatalis is just boring. In Sunbreak, at least you had to use Ready Stance and feel a little bit of blocking, but Savage Axe was flawed in that game as well. Seems like Charge Blade can't find the sweet spot if combining both playstyles, and again, we'll go back to seeing people using Evade window, hopping around in Savage Axe mode. Sad.
I mean, my favorite version of the Charge Blade was in, I think it was Generations, where it had the Energy Blade attack. I thought that was really fun. Just because one playstyle exists and just because something is quote-unquote optimal doesn't mean that you have to play it like that. Just play how you want, play how you enjoy.
No, I don't kind of care about that.
Ooh, Sword and Shield. Yeah, gimme.
WTF is this sliding swipe move, block plus Y, instead of the upward slice like in World. Now when trying to reposition an attack from a sheathed weapon, I have two running moves, sliding swipe and the Y, and the classic trash guard slash that leads to, oh god. Oh no. Okay. Trash guard slash that leads to perfect rush that is going to miss, if you can even time the parry. Put the sliding swipe move to block Y plus B, and put the back upward slide. I don't understand what these words mean. They're just saying things. Like I know how to use an Xbox controller.
Your smooth brain just doesn't work. I'll read it. Send it to me and I'll read it.
It's right here.
Okay, your screen is hard for me to read.
In what way?
Blind.
That does not explain anything.
Okay. Okay, where are you? Okay, yeah, let me put you on follow after this boss. I do need to play more of the Sword and Shield. Okay, so let me Let me take a look at that. Scroll up, please. What the fuck is this sliding swipe move block and Y instead of the upward slice like in World? So, I think it's the one that lets you reposition. In World, technically, it wasn't an actual, like, different attack. It was just the first attack in the combo. So just holding block, it just let you get out of block faster, I guess. Now, when trying to reposition an attack from a sheathed weapon, I have two running moves, sliding swipe and the Y. So, yeah, you can either do the jump attack, or you can do the regular attack, and the classic trash guard slash that leads to a perfect rush that is going to miss if you can even time the parry. That's just a skill issue. Putting the sliding swipe to block and Y and B, and put back the upward slice to block and Y. This move doesn't even make sense. It's another gap closer move that is slow, and the recovery to continue a combo is even slower. I can't even play the weapon properly now, because when trying to reposition myself and hit a specific part from close range while the sword and shield is sheathed, I have to use a gap closer move instead of just using the upward slice that is fast, lock me in the position that I want, and can be used from close range to continue the combo, ending with a double spinning slice, which is a really good addition to the sword and shield move pool. Sword and shield isn't all about the perfect rush. They need to get this straight. At least they kept the PR ender of Rise. Oh, perfect rush ender of Rise. I liked the ender from World more, because the Rise one, it just, you hit the last bit. Yeah, the last bit you stab into the monster and then launch up. Whereas I like the one from World where you stab into them and it's like a pseudo mounting attack and you just slash out. I do need to play more Sword and Shield. I think people are just bad, though.
I just sat and hunted one of every monster in the beta, and I'm not feeling what you're feeling. The new moves feel great to use, in my opinion, and I don't feel the need to spam Perfect Rush. It just feels good. The new focus mode means I can DPS like DBs,
Dual Blades,
counter tank like Lance, and be mobile and reposition like LS, etc. Feels like the jack of all trades weapons it was meant to be. The new YB charge move and R1 focus attack especially, but that's me and my experience alone. And I'm sure that a lot of new weapon philosophies aren't going to gel with a lot of veterans. Focus is a game changer to me. It will absolutely demolish monsters with Sword and Shield once we get all the goodies in place. I feel the same way. PR spamming in Iceborne was obnoxious and boring. I loved Sunbreak Sword and Shield, and Wild Sword and Shield will be a killer once we get everything in place. Also, I am backing up my Sword and Shield with Lance, which is also premium fun. The focus finisher is addicting. Focus is milestones better than Clutch Claw. Miles better than Clutch Claw.
Milestone.
Yep, Lance is my secondary too. I love Sword and Shield, Lance, and Greatsword, which are all tied as my main along with CB Charge Blade. But I don't think I'm gonna carry Charge Blade through Wilds. Maybe I just need more time with it, but it just feels off to play somehow. Like it drops inputs or its combos just don't work. What moves did you like? New triangle combo is obnoxious to use because it doesn't turn. It has hitbox behind you so you can still hit, but it looks stupid.
What the fuck? Oh, I accidentally opened OBS.
Jesus Christ, babe. So far I'm just spamming Charge Slash over and over because it has the best DPS and is easy to use. Any other move is worthless or situational at best. Perfect Rush in Iceborne was too strong because you didn't need to commit and cancel it with a few hits and still do way more damage than other moves. Current Perfect Rush has less DPS than Charge Slash spam, so there's no reason to use it. If you want to mount, just do the backstep charge attack. Maybe it's just because I'm chimping with focus mode, but I think the basic combo turns and even evades perfectly fine. I basically never miss my target with it. As for leaping finishers, I agree on falling bash being situational, but the sword dive attack feels amazing to use, so I've been spamming that instead too. The weapon just flows beautifully in my opinion. Everything feels like it has a place without outshining each other or even other weapons. It feels just right. That could change though as we get into in-game on release. What in-game? You guys think you're getting an in-game? You're just gonna get the same boss. And then you're gonna get seasonal, like, DLC, not DLC, seasonal, what is that thing called? Like, it's like you play for a month, you get your rewards, then you play next month. Seasonal bosses? Over and over again until the expansion comes out and you actually get an in-game. You don't deserve an in-game for $7, $70.
Okay.
Can't even run the game.
People are just out here posting misinformation. Like it's their fucking job. Dude, that popcorn's stale.
Yeah. I can't believe you like that. I can't believe you want Great Sword to be worse.
I don't see what the issue is. But that's fine.
Did you want to do Antaurus to end it off, or did you just want to end it after this?
End it after this.
Okay.
Well, I know we have the skip, we might as well.
Okay. Are you getting on your Death Knight?
No.
So you can't get the poll on him that we're
Oh
doing Antaurus
shit,
to
you're
get
right.
the poll on him?
Yeah, I'll hop on my Death Knight. Yeah. I still feel like they missed the mark on Charge Blade.
You
What
want
do
to
you
read
want?
it? Read it.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna be teleported anyways. I made a post a while ago saying that from what I had heard, the changes to Charge Blade seemed like a really negative direction to take the weapon in Wilds. After playing the beta, I wanted to ask around and see if anyone else shared this sentiment about the weapon now that they have played the game, or if it's just me. My main issue is Capcom has removed most, if not all, player agency from the weapon. I feel like it is so much less interactive than it was in previous games. I don't get to choose when I hit a super amped elemental discharge. I have to wait to do a combo first. I don't get to choose when I go into Power Axe mode. I have to wait for a mount, or the new Tenderize system, or the monster hitting me and blocking. All of Sword mode has been nerfed, with small micro delays of nothing between inputs, like the sidestep being slower. Axe mode also somehow took a hit in quality. I actually thought this would be the one thing they improved, but who the fuck decided to map the entire max DPS combo to literally just circle? All I do on Charge Blade now is spam circle. Also, there's a load of really niche and weird things they changed as well that just make the weapon less interesting. Why does the forward triangle slash on axe mode not combo into elemental discharge 2 anymore instead just 1? Now there's even less of a reason to press anything but circle. Yeah, that was the optimal combo that I was talking about before. Alright, hold on. I have popcorn stuck in my teeth. You don't even need to reposition anymore because of focus mode. I killed Rei Dao before Balahara by just spamming buttons. Why does AED Amped Elemental Discharge only have 2 file procs now? Not to mention, am I high or do files not go as high as before? It feels like base rise where most of the time they just won't connect even if you do land a super amped elemental discharge. Overall, this weapon just feels so boring now. Not even full on bad, just really boring to play. Yeah, I don't really like Charge Blade. Strong disagree, honestly. You're encouraged to use more of your moveset than SAED, Charge Files, Repeat, or Enter Savage Axe, Mash Triangle. Charge Blade was extremely reductive and one note in Worldborn and was a huge departure from the core of the weapon. The AED playstyle is so much more interesting. The follow-up Roundhouse Slap is satisfying as all hell, and there's a much better balance between the two modes. Overcharge files are great. The new quick shield charge is great. God damn it, babe. I have to one-shot the boss. Fuck. The AED playstyle is so much more interesting. The follow-up roundhouse slap is satisfying as all hell, and there's a much better balance between the two modes. Overcharge files are great. The new quick shield charge is great. It's all upsides as far as I'm concerned. Bastards. The best axe mode combo being all on circle is a bit odd though, and I do wish you could follow into the second hit of the circle combo from the first hit of the triangle combo. I agree that all of the moveset changes that were additive are great additions. The actual combo itself feels sick, but it gets so boring after a while since it's all bound to the same button that I don't find it as engaging. Like, even in comparison to SAED spam IMO, since at least before I was constantly moving and building towards a big hit. I feel like they should amp the triangle attack damage like crazy and make circle attacks for hitting KOs just something to give it a reason to be pressed. I'm going the wrong way. We're going to Antaurus.
You're also getting on your Death Knight.
You are correct about that. You can't log out now. How about now?
No, because I'm up right now. So, how do you feel about Worlds now that you've been educated?
Wilds.
Oh, what else now?
Anyways, I want to play it a bit more before I give a definitive answer.
Uh-huh.
So we'll probably do that in the next podcast. Haha, you'll have to stay tuned to watch to find out.
Uh-huh.
Damn, okay. Right now I am optimistic but hesitant. Hesitantly optimistic, whatever. I don't know. I think it could be great. I think they just need to work out a few things and maybe fix some button mapping issues. But other than that, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get it. Hopefully I can get it. Sorry. Oh yeah, apparently you can throw the big barrel bombs now, like, on the ground. I really don't want to play a longsword though.
What's your ranking of weapons for Rise at the moment?
For Rise?
Yeah, what did I say?
I'm just repeating what you said.
Oh, Wilds.
Jesus Christ. I haven't really played all that much and tried many of the weapons. Switch Axe is interesting. I liked how the counterattack worked in Rise, where you just had it ready to go and used it when a monster attacked you. And I think now you have to do like a combo to be able to do the counterattack.
Antaurus,
thank you. So I'll have to look into it to truly find out. Sword and Shield feels great. I'm so excited to play more of it. Bow is... it's a lot more mobile, and the big, what was it? You wound the monster, and then you do the focus thing, and then you just unleash a barrage of arrows. I think that's really cool.
You're not in the Antoran ways. That's why you think you're in the wrong place, because you're in the wrong place. Uh-huh.
It says you're right here.
No, I'm not.
I was going where you were, so I got really confused.
Nope.
Anyways, thank you for carrying me to the raid. Mm-hmm. My legs don't work too good.
Uh-huh.
let's see. Sword and Shield, I'm excited to play more. Bow, not a big fan of. I haven't tried. Oh, I did like how you can do mounted combat with any weapon, but with the bow, you can actually like aim. So that's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be like Legend of Zelda. I want to try out I almost said gun lances, bow guns, and I don't know. I'm kind of excited to try out lance. It seems pretty decent now. Instead of it just being poke, 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 backstep, poke, 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 backstep, it seems like it actually has a play style. Yeah, my plan is to try and play every weapon before the beta goes down, and then give my thoughts on it. So yeah, how do we do the skip here?
Well, we just killed this boss, and then when we're going down, instead of killing the dogs, we go left.
Okay. Oh my god, the edge of Discord. Oh, right, I'm on Frost.
Some people seem to be forgetting. Monster Hunter Wilds is a direct continuation of Worlds that has nothing to do with Rise. So all the things that people thought were good in Rise clearly aren't going to be copied over, because this has nothing to do with that.
Damn. Just killed that guy instantly.
Sorry, let me read this properly. You're forgetting that this game is a mainline title, and while many people choose to ignore the existence of the two lines, it's very obviously going off of World, not Rise. To me, as someone who played a lot more World SA than Rise, it definitely feels like an improvement and a natural evolution. What do you think of that? Did you play Switch Axe and Rise?
Yeah.
What do you think of the
weapons.
files building up while you're in both forms?
Switch Axe?
Yeah.
You have the one file, and yeah, I guess you could technically build it up in sword mode with the combo.
Uh-huh.
I kind of forgot about that.
They took that away because this is clearly a Worlds sequel, not a Wild or Rise sequel.
That doesn't really bother me all that much.
Mm. So you just want Switch Axe to be worse as well?
Sure, that's what you're taking from what I said.
Mm.
Oh, very Mothras.
To give my honest opinion about how I feel about Monster Hunter, you know, because I've been really hyperbolic this whole time, and I've been making a joke about it so that I can get more content out of it. You know, truly, I just want to say Monster Hunter's dog shit. World is dog shit. What's the Iceborne? Iceborne is dog shit. Rise, dog shit. Sunbreak, dog shit. Wilds, even worse than both of those combined. They took all of the good things about Rise and threw them away. It took the good things about World and threw them away and just left all of the trash that was left sitting like right next to the trash can.
Hey, but what do you think about my otter mount?
That's not an otter.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I think it's cute.
That doesn't mean it's an otter.
It's literally called an autuck.
There you go. It's an autuck, not an otter.
I hate you.
I love you.
Couldn't even tell him.
You had to wait for that one, didn't you?
I had to make sure that I was still able to insult you.
Uh-huh. That was... Thank goodness an actual really good game took what Monster Hunter wanted to do and did it 1,000 times better. That's right. This podcast is about soul sacrifice now. 24/7. The best beats imaginable. Soul sacrifice. In the podcast.
And the
And
podcast.
all right, you have
Okay,
a good
bye.
one.